great pleasure to introduce your contributing, cooperative, and enthusiastic valedictorian, Scott Malloch.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's nerve-wracking, you know? Yeah, that'd be great. I have two under there. Okay, this is not working at all. I'm just...
First I was afraid, I was petrified when I showed up as a grade 9 and they turned off the lights. But I was spending so many years learning to right wrongs, and I was strong. And I learned how to get along, so I went back. My head was low. These kids with ugly long green shirts showed me where to go. They brought me up to the next floor. Why didn't they connect those things? But I was strong and wouldn't let it bother me, so I went on. Got a little lost, but I just asked a friendly teacher who I came across. Weren't they the ones who always helped us find our way? Now look at us. It's our graduation day, let's celebrate. Carpe Diem. Oh, those words, they seem so cheesy then, but now they sense. We have to treasure every moment, for all it has to give. We have to live the kind of life we want to live. Carpe Diem. Woo, come on, I see you. Happy. Get up on your feet. Put your hands together. We're graduating. Celebrate. Come on. Woo! We went up throughout those years and we played our parts. But looking back on it all now, it kind of breaks my heart to know that when we graduate, we'll have to go our separate ways. Makes me want to cry. But I will hold my head up high and you'll see me, somebody new. I went to WO and got me that Crusader attitude that I'll treasure every memory all the rest of my life. And if you cut me open now to see me bleeding green and white, needless to say, I love your school. Just look around at one another and see what it has done for you. You're prepared for your future, all thanks to that place. Just live by our old saying to show your gratitude and praise. Carpe Diem. Carpe Diem. Oh, as long as I have days to live, you know I'll treasure them. I've got all my life to live, and I've got all my love to give. Carpe Diem. Carpe Diem. Oh. And now one for Mom. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, faculty and administration, friends, family, and of course, the graduating class of 2009. As valedictorian, I'm honored to speak on behalf of my fellow grads. And tonight, coincidentally enough, I would also like to talk a little bit about seizing the day, as broadcast in that strange thing that you just had to see. Fred Buelow, your average teenage boy, once walked through the same halls of WO that we've all grown accustomed to over these past 4 to 5 years. Yet one day, he was inspired to create a slogan for our humble little school. Carpe Diem, seize the day.
Well, here we are, 50 years later, continuing to honor the sentiments embraced in these two small words. Just think about all the days that we've actually spent at WO. The good times, the not so good times, and those strange in-between times. Take, for example, some of our many great memories. I remember on our first day at Waterloo-Oxford being huddled into the gym, surrounded by all those student activities helpers in those fashionable lime green t-shirts. After taking the day to get to know the school and walking around looking like a fool, asking for directions from the many different waves of students flooding through the halls, too busy to talk to us, we would truly get to experience that genuine Crusader hospitality at the Welcome Back Assembly the next day. The plan was simple. We were supposed to, walk out into the bleachers and the rest of the school would be cheering for us while the Rocky theme was playing. But what a great memory it was, though, to be able to walk out into a pitch-black gym and to find out that the power had literally gone off just as the first few people started entering. Warm up. Or how about that time when we were given the day off because the snow and weather conditions had become so bad. But we were released halfway through the day into the very weather conditions that had caused the school to get shut down in the first place. The fun of being able to frolic around outside during school hours quickly turned to pain and panic for some, as we realized that we were almost reenacting the final scenes of the movie The Titanic. And we began trying desperately to get more. Think of all the many trips that we've been on. Of course, I'm talking going all over the world, places to Chicago, New York, Montreal, Nashville, Europe, Washington, Toronto, Scotland, and Hawaii, just to name a few. Think of all the school events that we've taken part in. Music-a-thon, Relay for Life, Dusk Till Dawn, outdoor movie nights, spring formal, semi-formal. And we created what can easily be said as the greatest grad assembly ever. Yes. The list literally goes on and on and on. And in terms of accomplishments, this graduating class has managed to rake in so many awards, acknowledgements, and personal bests. Unfortunately, and although I would love to, there is just quite simply not enough time this evening for me to list them all. So to all of you that put yourself out there, risked enough to join a team, group, club, or choir, I applaud you. And I would also like to acknowledge those of you who, due to circumstances beyond your control, were unable to get involved in extracurricular activities, but still showed your support to the school by having your school spirit and encouraging those around you. Your commitment to the school and to each other is greatly appreciated. Grads, you may not have noticed it while you were out there holding an undefeated season for a sports team. Good job, gentlemen. Or when you were freezing in the cold waters of Lake Ontario, and I don't know how she did it. Or taking the time and effort to put together a really good report or project, but you were leaving your mark on WO. It's because of all of our hard work that we did together that Mr. Doe keeps getting those phone calls every year from different schools and administrations asking, how do we do it? As much as it would be great to be able to say that it was all thanks to us students that WO has such an inspiring reputation, we will be neglecting to acknowledge all the many different people that helped prepare us for these accomplishments. The parents, guardians, family members, teachers, and mentors that went out of their way to offer assistance to us. Those early morning drives to the school for practices, those rainy days that they spent cheering us on from the sidelines at one of our games, those many times that they'd help us out fundraising for the overwhelming amount of trips and charities that we associated ourselves with every year, those times when they'd offer that shoulder to cry on or that ear to listen when we needed it most. It's because of these beloved people that we are able to be here tonight, celebrating our accomplishments and preparing for our future.